Hello, it's Sherry from Tranquility Soul Spa live in your feed. Hello. So, this is, I think, my second time being live here in this group, and this is a live video for Loving Yourself at Last group program. So we are talking this week, all this week, about balancing your life and why that's important. Hi, Twyla. And why it's important to balance your life and how to do that and how to really figure out what areas of your life are important to you, what areas of your life do you want to be important to you, and how to close the gap between the two. Because there's almost always, when we're all stressed out and anxious and all of that kind of stuff, it's almost always because what we want to have as an important thing in our life is very, very far from what we're actually experiencing. And so my goal as a coach is to get you to close the gap, so to speak, if that makes sense. I hope that that makes sense, because that's really what I do, is close the gap between reality and expectations. And hopefully we're closing the gap in an upward fashion and not making you accept the reality that you're stuck with at the moment. Because that is, again, all about what I do in my life. So when we're talking about balancing your life, we're talking about the NLP idea that there are 7 main areas of your life that pretty much everything can get chucked into one bucket or the other. I was watching a Tony Robbins thing earlier, and he was talking about them like drawers, big drawers that you would use on a dresser, where everything in your life could go into one of these 7 drawers, so to speak. I like buckets better. Buckets feels more sturdy to me. 7 buckets are laid out around you, but the drawer thing works too. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here because I'm just so excited about this topic, because it's really, truly all about figuring out where the different pieces of your life fit in these different areas that are in these different catchment areas, and then figuring out which areas you're actually paying more attention to and which areas you want to be paying more attention to. And if those line up, great. Then perfect. You're doing fabulous. But for most people, there's a big gap between where you are and where you want to be. Now, this is something that is not going to be in any of the printed materials this week, but it was something that kind of made a lot of sense to me. And there's probably a million of these. I might actually go see if I can find one on the internet and steal it. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's the idea that once you've done this exercise, or the exercise that we're going to work on this week with rating things and that kind of stuff, once you've done that, you want to take kind of a pie or a wheel and label and do it in little sections for each of these areas, and then figure out how far out each wheel is, because this is a very visual part of the exercise, right? So for example, home and family, maybe you're only paying a 3% attention to it, whereas maybe your career, you're paying a 9 to it, and maybe you've got your social obligations, you're like a 3 or a 4 or a 5, and so you can kind of see where you're out of balance, because the goal is to have everything be in balance so that it rolls like a wheel. Who knew, right? Who knew? There are so many amazing ideas that are presented as part of all of this stuff that's really, truly inspiring. And the more I hear, the more I want to share with all of you guys, because it's so much fun. So yeah, it's the idea that once you've got this information, then you can figure out how to apply it so that you can create the changes that you need so that you can have the life that you actually want, as opposed to the life that you feel like you're stuck with right now. Does that make sense? I hope that that makes sense for you, because it's really, truly about changing your life. There is no other way to put it. We are changing your life, hopefully for the better. It's not going to make it any worse. I can guarantee you we're not going to make your life worse, but we're going to change it, and it's going to be fabulous. So really, I want you to kind of lean into this process this week, because when you lean into this, it's going to be much more impactful for you. I want you to spend time every day doing the meditations that I give you. I want you to spend time every day thinking about the things that I'm presenting you with. And I want you to do your affirmations every day too. So, you got lots of homework. But then nobody ever said, even though this was a no-charge program, nobody ever said there wouldn't be hard work involved in changing your life, because there is some work that's involved, but it's fun work. It's enjoyable work. This is the kind of work that's going to get you something that you can't even imagine at this moment in your life. You can't even picture where we're going with this, because it's truly that magical. It's truly that life-changing, that life-affirming. And I'm so excited that you're here doing this with me, because it's going to be a game changer. And I hope that you are feeling as excited about it as I am. I really do, because it's kind of exciting. So just a little bit of information about the way that this program is structured. So on Sundays, we're going to start the week with a meditation that I'm going to ask you to watch or listen to at least 5 times, or until you fall asleep, whichever one takes longer. And then through the week, I'm going to be posting pieces of content that you'll need to work through every week. And then on Tuesday, I will do a live video here in the group, just like this one. So here's your first one. Hi. I think I might have actually done one Saturday, but anyways, so this is the first official one where we're actually doing teaching. I guess the affirmations one was kind of teachy, but anyways. And then Thursday nights, we're going to do our live group coaching call, which is a different animal entirely from me just doing all of the talking. We're actually going to be interactive, because you'll be there with me, and we'll be able to kind of go back and forth with things, and I will be able to actually give you some coaching, which is going to be fun. And yeah, if you haven't had coaching before, this is going to be truly eye-opening and absolutely a game-changing experience for you. So I haven't entirely decided how I'm going to run those sessions yet. There may just be kind of one-on-one at a time. I might do a lightning round with each of you. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. We'll see. We'll play with it. We'll play it by ear as we go. And then Saturdays, every Saturday, I want to talk about your affirmations, because they will probably shift as you go through this process and really get clear on who you are, who you want to be, and where you're going in your life, and the changes that you've already made over this process. So we're going to do affirmations every Saturday. We're going to talk about what your affirmations are and what you want them to be. And we'll do a live video here in the group again, just like this one, where I will get you to type out your affirmations, and we'll go through whether they're up to snuff or not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love all of you, and your affirmations are amazing. So yay. And by the end of all of this, you're going to have some confidence in who you are. You're going to know what you stand for and what you actually want out of your life. And you're really going to have some good tools to get you to the next stage. Okay? So, unless you have any questions or anything, I'm going to ditch out of here a little early tonight, because we're just kind of starting in this journey, and you probably don't have a lot of content-related questions yet. You might, but probably possibly not. Again, if you do have any questions, post them in the group here. This is not just, a me group. This is all of us working together to create massive changes in our lives. And I am so excited to watch you change. So post in the group, post comments or questions at the end of posts, or shoot me a message in the messenger group thing we've got going on. As you might have noticed, in the messenger group thing, there was a request for an extra person to join, and I said, sure, what the heck, because one more is never going to hurt. I didn't have everybody that had originally agreed to the program come in, so I had an extra slot, so I just added them in. If you have anybody that you want to bring in, let me know. We may still have room for 1 or 2 more, probably only for the next 48 hours or so. I don't want them to get too far behind before we get started. So on that note, wherever you are in this big, beautiful, amazing rock we call Earth, have a fabulous, amazing day. Enjoy, and we will talk to you later.